You're listening to Radio Cosmos.
All night long.
Bravo! My compliments, little lady.
Commercial!
Break for 30 seconds.
You are now listening to Bad Radio.
Hello and welcome to Bad Radio. BAD stands for Business at a Distance. This is a show about local businesses and business networking. We are here in the News Radio WFLA Orlando studios from 11 a.m. to noon every Sunday. I am your host, Angeles Marito, and before we jump into things, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, Ground Up Property Services. The Florida heat is here, so now is the time to get your irrigation system serviced by Ground Up Property Services. Don't wait until your grass is turning brown. Call today, 407-468-4295, or visit groundupinc.net. Please join me in welcoming Carrie Moreau with Certified Best Roofing to the show today.
Hi, Angela. Thanks for having me.
It's very exciting to have you here. I know it's been, oh my God, when did we actually book the show? It was like 2 months ago.
A while ago, yes, for sure.
Well, time flies. So you're here now. So welcome to the show. Have you ever done a radio show before?
I haven't.
Done public speaking.
I have done public speaking, and I recorded a few podcasts. They say if you record 3 that you've done more than most people. So I did 3.
Was it? Were you a guest on somebody else's podcast?
No, it was a podcast my friend and I put together. And
fun.
Yeah. It was,
how did you like that?
It was a lot of fun.
What was the topic?
We were called Better Side of Medium. So basically it's the concept of like in life, you don't ever want to, shoot for the moon or like do the least. So just better side of medium. And so it was basically just about nothing. We called it the Seinfeld of podcasts. Is what we called it.
That's right. Because Seinfeld was a show about nothing, right?
Yeah. So it was just a show about nothing. And we talk about things that were hilarious to us. And they were funny to a few people. I think maybe her mom tuned in. But yeah.
Well, but you enjoyed it, right?
Yes, very much.
That's really cool.
Yeah, very much so.
Well, with the radio show, this is our 3rd year, and then we just signed the contract for a 4th year here. So
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And so we're gonna have you on more and more. So
I would love
be
to
a
do
lot
that.
Of fun. So let's talk about Certified Best Roofing a little bit, but I am interested in talking a bit about, quite a bit about like your speaking engagements that you've had, because when you and I did a one-to-one, I remember that morning I was feeling a little down in the dumps. I can't remember why, but when I left, I remember feeling much more positive. And I was like, okay, maybe it's not that bad being 51 years old and, with a few extra pounds on me or whatever was bothering me that day. So that had that effect on me that day. And I thought that was really something special. So but first, let's talk about the business.
Okay.
So, Certified Best Roofing this is your business, right?
Yes, myself and my brother.
Okay, so it's a family business.
It is. I'm the older sister, so he gave me a little bit more ownership.
Oh,
I mean,
that was out of sibling respect.
Yes, absolutely. We were always on the same page. We've actually never argued our whole life, which is very rare.
You know what? My kids don't argue either.
Yeah, we've never argued. We never slapped each other around in the back seat of the car with our parents yelling at us. None of that. We've always gotten along.
The teenage years have gotten a little bit more hairy, especially with Aiden. He's a teenage boy.
Yeah, that tends to happen. But I think we had just enough of an age difference that allowed us to always be the best of friends. And so we've continued to do that into our adult life. And after 2020, he was making money for another business owner and
a roofing company as well.
Yes. And so we got together. We're like, we should be doing this for us. Mm-hmm. So after 2020, he went and got his license and we started in 2021. So we're kind of new, but we have a vast experience. So I've always owned businesses and been a project manager of some sort, and operations is my heartbeat, and also sales. And I love customer service. And so we just put our superpowers together with his knowledge of construction and project management and just everything that he knows with my operations experience. And yeah, Certified Best Roofing was born.
Right. Well, I mean, the thing about roofing is that first of all, it's so important, and you never really realize how important it is until you become a homeowner in Florida.
That's right.
I don't know what it's like in other states. I just know here it's
Yes. Here in Texas, from what I understand, we're very similar to the Texas market in the way that people have to replace their roofs very often because of weather. And so there's a lot of roofers in Florida. So it's really hard is finding someone that, to find someone you can trust and that runs their business, above board the way it should be done.
Right.
and to not just be somebody, running their business out of a truck that doesn't have, the support.
Remember that time, because you said you were here your whole life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we went through storms, and then you had the fly-by-night roofers.
Yes.
You had the people that showed up, talked a nice talk, got them to sign an AOB, which is assignment of benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Then they took off with their money.
Yes.
So that really tainted everybody towards the roofing industry.
Yeah, there's lots of people that'll come from out of state, storm chasers. They come when they see when we're in the cone of uncertainty or whatever they call it. They all rush in.
Like that spaghetti model.
Exactly. And they chase the storms, and unfortunately, a lot of homeowners have been taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, has it helped since the assignment of benefits has been dissolved and is no longer a tool that businesses can use?
I mean, when it first happened, I think that a lot of companies didn't abide by the new rules. So we still come across homeowners who have an assignment of benefits, even though it is, doesn't have any weight to it. But homeowners don't know what all the changes and all the laws are.
Oh, yeah.
So I always say, educate yourself, look into the companies you're doing business with, find out what those new rules are. Insurance agents are wonderful to give you referrals. There's lots of places you can go to get referrals to a reputable roofing company.
Right.
And, you got to rely on those people.
Yeah. Well, so what have you done I'm getting ahead of myself. So how did you, first of all, come up with the name, Certified Best Roofing?
Well, we wanted the name roofing in the name.
Absolutely.
And we wanted to come up with something that would be SEO, very easy to optimize. We all have to think strategically when we're naming our business. And so fortunately for us, those 3 words were available in, Certified Best Roofing was available as a .com. So there you go.
It's so hard when somebody's trying to be clever with their name and they're like, oh, let's start it crazy with a K and do this.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, don't do that because it's cute. I get it. You're making an innuendo there, but it's not going to be good for you in the long run.
Yeah, isn't there like a school for kids and they spell it? It should be like a C and they spell it with a K or something. And I always think that's so odd. They're spelling a name wrong and they're teaching children how to spell.
But I get it. They're trying to set themselves apart. But when it comes to, like you said, SEO and people are doing searches and keywords, they're just not taking that into consideration.
No, you have to consider it.
Their website. Like their domain is if it's not spelled correctly, and it's like, is it a 1 or is it the number 1, or that all can play a huge role in how people find you. So okay, so you found 3 words that were easy to navigate.
Easy to navigate. There you go.
Very cool. And I'm sorry, so that was, you said 2021, right?
Yes, 2021, January.
Did we have any storms right around that time?
We did actually, well, not right around that time, but May of 2021, where we live, we're based in Oviedo. So there was a very large hailstorm that came down the Aloma corridor from Oviedo up through Winter Park. And that was in April or May of 2021. And that storm actually launched us into business.
Okay.
And allowed us to get a lot of our first clients from that storm. There was a lot of insurance claims, and it was very large hail. So the damage, it wasn't one of those things where it was questionable whether or not roofs got damaged. It was a lot of homes were damaged. A lot of people were affected. And that was before they changed the laws. We never did assignment of benefits. We didn't think that gave the homeowner a lot of power in redoing their roof and working with insurance. But we do direct to pay is what it's called. So
okay. I was wondering if there was an alternative, because what I liked about the AOB is I didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But I was also putting a whole heck of a lot of trust into that roofing company to make sure that they're going to do it right. And like I said, pay who they're supposed to pay and do the things. So this direct to pay is
direct to pay. Yes, it's like one step down from the assignment of benefits. It still gives the homeowner a lot of, room to work with their insurance company and to work with the contractor, but the contractor is not taking over the claim.
Right.
So a direct to pay is saying that we're partnering with the homeowner to get their roof replaced.
All right. Because I honestly, I don't even want to mess with the insurance company at all. Like that would be that's my best goal right there.
Right.
All right. So guess what? It's already time to go to break. Doesn't it go fast?
It does go away.
All right.
Fast.
So everybody stay tuned. When we get back, we're going to have more Bad Radio.
Welcome back to Bad Radio, brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore, because a couple that plays together stays together.
Welcome back, and this portion of the show is brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore. Summer is here, and so is it time for a trip to Premier Couple Superstore. They have a huge selection of shoes, lingeries, toys, games, love oils, and a ton of great gifts. 5009 South OPT, or shop online at premiercouples.net, because a couple that plays together stays together.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we are talking with Carrie with Certified Best Roofing, and we were talking a little bit about how you guys got started, and then where did we leave it off? I can't even remember, but I know I had we were right on a good time. Oh, insurance. Okay.
Yes, direct to pay contracts is where we left off.
So you said that's similar to where people can kind of sign it over, and you work with the insurance company so they don't have to?
Yes, that contract gives us permission to work on their behalf with the insurance company.
That's actually really nice, because that's one of the things, I'm busy. I don't want to have to contact the insurance company. And I mean, do you guys have a back door that you can get into the insurance company, but when you call them, do you still have to go through press 1 for this?
Yes,
press
everyone
2?
goes the same direction. It's kind of like IKEA.
Oh,
you don't
poor
have
thing.
an option.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But bless your heart for taking care of that from homeowners.
Anything we can do for homeowners, we're there for them.
Yeah. And then I meant when COVID hit too, because the cost of everything went up, did that just make everything much more difficult as well?
Well, we did have supply chain issues for a little while, but that wasn't necessarily it didn't really affect us until 2022, believe it or not. But it was because of, they had enough in the warehouses and whatever to get out.
Sure. And then
so
it
there
got
was
depleted.
a little bit of supply chain issues, but that's all resolved now. But we have seen 8 price increases.
Yeah.
We have seen that. And that, roofs are not getting any cheaper. So I've had some clients who have, know that they need to get a re-roof. It's not an insurance claim. So a lot of people are having insurance companies that are leaving the state, or they're getting a cancellation letter because their roof was replaced by insurance back in 2005 when Hurricane Charlie hit. That's where a lot of the roofs in the Central Florida area were replaced and paid for by insurance. And so now those roofs are coming up on 20 years.
Yeah.
And those insurance companies are not going to renew, or they're just going to, triple your premium.
Right.
So a lot of people are shopping for a roof.
But if your roof, so say your roof was replaced for Charlie, and so it's coming up on that 20-year mark, and your insurance company is saying, okay, you need a new roof, they're not paying for it. The only way they're paying for it is if there's damage.
That's right.
There's a structural reason why they have to do it, right?
Exactly.
So people have to come out of pocket.
Yes, they do.
Wow.
Yeah. So the clients that I'm talking to now are being very, they're being very selective. They're shopping, Some clients are usually getting about 3 estimates to weigh against each other. And then I've seen some homeowners get upwards of 10. And, when you get that many estimates and you're comparing, it's really difficult to know who's better. And going by price or going with the lowest bidder isn't always the right direction to go. But a lot of people, because of their budget and because of the increases everywhere else, they're forced to do that.
Right.
So one of the things that we do at Certified Best Roofing, every time we have a client that says, well, I've gotten this lower price, we always help them look, if they'll let us, of course, ask permission, say, hey, let me take a look at it. Let me let you know what they're giving you. And a lot of times we'll find, maybe they have a smaller company than us or whatever, and so they're able to offer that lower price, and we're able to point them in the right direction and let them know exactly what they're getting. And we've had homeowners that are so grateful, and then they end up not coming with us. But we also have homeowners that say, I'm so grateful. I'm so glad you pointed that out. I'm going with you. Can you do a little bit better? Can we find some way?
Some wiggle room. Yeah.
Did you know that shingles go on sale just like shoes?
No.
Did you know that? They do. So there's ways we can work on things with a homeowner to get it closer to what what they have to spend, what their budget is.
And from what I heard too is that insurance companies are trying to do, we'll pay for 25% of it, or we'll pay for a repair. But
that's when you should go find an adjuster to help you, a public adjuster.
Oh.
Yes, because if they've approved a repair, remember those desk adjusters for those insurance companies or those field adjusters, they're going to make money off of the claims that are approved, some of them if they're independent. But if they work for the insurance company, they're on that insurance company's side. So having a public adjuster, that's someone who's going to be on your side. So if you've gotten I just had a customer, she got an approval for a repair, and the repair was not, she knew that her whole roof needed to be replaced. And, we were in a position that there's nothing more that we could do as a roofing company. So we referred her to someone that we work with. He came out, he took a look, he looked at her policy. She had a really good insurance policy.
Okay.
And so having someone that can read your policy and tell you where you are in there and what rights you have. So she pursued that claim, and it ended up that they approved it, and she's getting her roof replaced in the next 2 weeks.
Well, I just think, because I've had Brooke Bolts on here quite a few times, and last year we talked a lot about the insurance world, because that's when those legislations went through,
right?
Like the I can't remember what they're called now, but we talked about them so much I knew them inside and out. But it was talking about like how there's much more power in the hands of the insurance companies.
Yes, now there is much more power in the insurance company's hands.
Yeah. So I think what they do is they give you a denial, and then
they think you're going to go away.
Yeah.
And I mean, the state of Florida has the most insurance lawsuits than any other state. Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, we do. We have the most. And the insurance and it's because the insurance companies deny. And that's why we have so many lawsuits. And yes, there is something to be said, like, well, there's the whole thing about roofers and contractors. Oh, well, they're just all about suing, or they're door knocking, or they're storm chasing, or all of those things. But there's a lot of roofers here, especially in Central Florida, that are reputable, that know that there's damage, that want to help the homeowner. And the insurance company, is being the big company that can say no. Like, they're the ones with the power. So, I mean, of course, there are some people who are trying to work the system, but majority of people, I think, are trying to do the right thing.
In the position that you're in as a homeowner, can you actually build relationships with some of the insurance companies and work that angle at all? Or
Well,
is that
I mean,
just like,
insurance companies do have vendor lists that construction companies and roofers can get on.
Okay.
And some insurance policies have I'm going to probably use the wrong words. So
okay.
if someone's in that
I use
industry,
the wrong
they're going to
words
be like,
all
that
the
lady
time."
was on that radio show and she doesn't know what she's talking about. But all I know is that some insurance companies do have provisions within their policy that says you have to use XYZ person to do this work. So you just need someone that knows those things. You need to read your policy, Don't always, yes, you could get a lower premium, but you're probably getting substandard coverage. So it just starts with, it's like a domino effect, right?
Yeah.
You want to have good coverage with everything in there that is going to work for you and your family for an affordable price, right? So again, who are you going to talk to get that? Well, get a good referral to a good insurance person, and then if you do have problems with your roof, get a good referral to a good contractor. Know what the provisions in your policy are. I mean, are you the type of person that will allow the insurance company to pick a contractor for you, or do you want to be able to make those choices? And that will lead you in the decisions with your insurance agent on what policy and what insurance provider is going to be the best for you.
Do you guys, we had you come out and because you offered a free
roof inspection. Yes. Everyone in Florida should get a roof inspection at least once a year, especially before storm season starts.
Right.
I mean, even right now is fine. We're technically in storm season. But get someone, if you don't get up, I mean, you can get on your roof. You don't know what you're looking at.
No.
But get a professional to get on your roof. There are roofers out there that are not going to try to sell you anything.
Yeah.
That they are going to provide you with information to let you know what you can fix. Sometimes there's really small things that you can do yourself that will prevent a real bad problem from happening when we do have a storm. Because the storms, it's not necessarily the amount of rain, it's the wind-driven rain.
Right.
So that wind just drives that water in areas it would never go into. So a lot of times when you have a leak from a storm, after that storm, you have that water spot on your ceiling. It could rain a whole bunch of times after that, and you never have that leak happen again because the storm would have to be identical for it to be leaking.
I just realized that we have a new stain on our ceiling in our bedroom. I'm going to have to talk to you about that.
Yes.
But first, we're going to go to break. So everybody stay tuned because we're going to have more Bad Radio coming up.
Welcome back to Bad Radio, brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore, because a couple that plays together stays together.
Welcome back, and this portion of the show is brought to you by Frogger's Grill and Bar. Looking for a place to go with friends or meet new ones? Then you're looking for Frogger's Grill and Bar, and don't miss out on Frogger's amazing menu where everything is fresh, never frozen. And with 4 great locations, there is bound to be one near you: Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, and Altamont Springs. Frogger's, hop in with food and fun. And we are here with Carrie, and she's with Certified Best Roofing. And we've been talking about several different things right now, but during the break, I was like, "Hey, girl, I got a new water stain on my roof, and I'm glad you're here now." So So I'm going to have you come out, take a look at it. And if it's just a repair, then you can do just repairs.
Yes,
right?
we do just repairs. Yes, we do. And we have our value in repair to our customers or our homeowners is we warranty that repair for a year.
Oh,
so
okay.
if
That's
that
good.
same problem comes back, we are out there for free to remedy it. And then the second thing with our value in repair is that if you come back to us within 2 years and you need a roof replacement, we will give you up to a $1,500 credit towards your new roof.
Oh,
So let's
okay.
say your repair cost you $1,200. Well, then that $1,200 is a credit that you have towards the new roof in 2 years, within those 2 years.
So what usually causes like a leak? As we're talking about this, what I'm thinking about is we have one of those, and I don't even know what it's for. It's like a metal thing that's on there, and it's metal. It comes up, and it's got like a circular metal thing on top of it. It's not a chimney. I don't
A gooseneck or a vent stack for your plumbing.
Yeah, it might be.
Okay, yeah. There's straight ones that go up and down. Let's get it real simple, right?
Yeah.
So the straight ones are vents. They're stacks, so they're called stacks. So they're either for, you can have really tall ones that are for a gas stove, or you can have shorter ones that are they vent the plumbing. So usually you have one of those coming out everywhere you have plumbing. And then there's goosenecks, which are vents that are curved like a goose's neck. So they're a little curve
Yeah, I
on
noticed
them.
about that
So
one.
you have those for like your exhaust vent over your kitchen, or a vent in your bathroom, or a vent for your dryer. Those are called goosenecks.
Okay.
So sometimes leaks can come in those areas.
But I mean, is that the problem? Is that they're putting roofing around something that's like extending out of the
I mean,
roof?
it can be an installation issue. Maybe they didn't seal it properly, when they were installing it. And then the water just finds its way through.
Right. Well,
The-
I can
the
get on
thing
BNI Connect right now. I got a referral for Carrie.
Yes, you absolutely can. And what keeps a roof dry is the dry-in material underneath the shingles. The shingles protects the dry-in material from the weather.
Okay.
And then the dry-in material keeps the roof, dry. That's why they call it dry-in.
I can't say that I'm super happy with the company that we went through. It was a referral from somebody, and I didn't know any better. I have learned so much about roofing from being in BNI because the BNI seat, or the roofing seat in BNI, is actually a hard one to
Very
get.
difficult.
to find a
Very.
chapter.
I was stalking the BNI chapters for months and months. I mean, I was in BNI forever ago in a different industry, and I knew when we started this company that I wanted to get a BNI seat. And every single time I'd go onto the website and look it up, no seats available. And actually, I went onto the BNI website because I was having trouble finding an accountant for our business. I had called 8 accountants in the area, and I couldn't get anyone to call me back. It was so weird, but I know that it was divine because it led me to look.
Like
I
accounting
was like,
bookkeeper
who will
type of
call me
thing?
back? I know if I go to BNI and look for an accountant and leave them a message, that person will call me back.
Right.
So I went on and was looking for the Oviedo chapter of BNI, looking for an accountant. That our chapter didn't have an accountant, but the roofing seat was empty. And I was like, what? So I applied right then. I hadn't even visited. I hadn't met anyone. I was like, I am applying because
You're
this is
like,
going to
I'm
go
in for
fast.
this.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it.
That's how it came to be.
So let's change the direction a little bit.
Okay.
So when we did our first one-to-one, you talked about some speaking engagements that you've done before, and I follow you on social as well. I always do a little bit of cyber stalking.
Oh, everyone needs to.
Yeah.
It's very important.
It's not creepy. It's just how I get to kind of understand how people are.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that. It's motivational speaking? It's
kind of motivational, but more of support, like wind beneath your wings kind of thing.
Okay.
Like cheerleader. Like, let me give you some tips. I've been down the road that you're on, but let me give you some of my secrets to success that have really helped me, and maybe you'll glean something that'll help you. Because I think that anytime we're looking for someone to solve all of our problems, that's not going to happen. Doesn't suit your personality when someone's like, do it this way, it'll work this way. It worked for me. And then you get into that and you're like, this does not work for me. This isn't my personality. So what I like to do is come alongside people and kind of elevate what is easy for them, because we all have those things within us that come naturally. So I'm one of those people that when I meet someone, I'm listening for like, what are those things that make them them? And then I'm going to try to encourage that, like, do more of that. Like, that's amazing. That's who you are. Like, share that with everyone, because no one is going to experience the world through your eyes, and you have something amazing to offer. So that's what I like to like to do.
And what platforms are you able to do that? I
I've
remember actually
spoken-
seeing you like in front of a group of people.
Yes, I spoke at, I was invited to speak at the Lake Nona Executive Women's Luncheon.
Okay.
I was invited to speak there, and I have some other things in the works, but I just, developed the talk, and, I'm just stepping into that realm. It's not something that I've,
But it's
have
something
a
that you're
history
passionate
doing.
about.
It's something I'm very passionate about. So I've done it in smaller settings, one-to-one or with smaller groups of people. I mean, if anyone's within my space, they're like, if they want a cheerleader, they're going to give me a call. If they want some creative brainstorming sessions of how to get out of a funk, they're going to give me a call. That's just what I do naturally. So I had a friend that I met, a new friend, and she's like, you're really good at this. Why don't you hone this skill and like step out into the world and offer it to other people? And it was kind of weird because, like for someone, I was like, I'm always telling other people to follow their passions and their skills. Amazing. Why don't I do that for myself? So yeah. So I'm the roofing Wonder Woman. That's my brand.
Right. I know. It was funny on the way here on the car. Anna was with me, and I said your name, and she said that. She said the roofing Wonder Woman.
Roofing Wonder Woman. So I just got my new
resonated with her.
my new photo for my business card is kind of a cosplay on Diana. Got some costume stuff with my blazer. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to develop I've got my socials underway and a new website underway. So to be continued. It's coming.
That's awesome. So you're going to actually is it going to be like a course people can take, or is it just going to be sort of like if you need to go somewhere and just feel a little bit better?
Yeah, I think that it's still in the works. I think that everything you just mentioned, yes.
Okay. Yes, and yes.
Yes.
And are you focusing on everybody and anything? Are you focusing on more towards women or
Definitely
business owner
towards
women?
Yes, definitely towards women. Because, being a woman in a workspace, that is predominantly male. I mean, a lot of us are in those industries. Yes, like I'll step into a room and I'm the only woman and I don't get taken seriously right away.
I get that.
But that's okay. I like being called sweetie and honey. It's great.
As long as they don't ask you to go get the coffee, that's when I would draw the line. And I'd be like, not today.
No, haven't had that happen. But yeah, I'm predominantly women. Yes, working with women to encourage them to, bring their gifts and talents, to the front.
Well, when I did my presentation on in BNI this week, I was debating whether or not to talk about my Pass the Buzz group that's just for women, and it's a sober support group for women.
That's amazing.
Because I think, and I feel strongly about that, is that in the world today, that like when AA was invented and all that things back in the early 1900s, it was very much a man's world. Everything, all the verbiage and everything in that is directed towards the male figure.
Right.
And the wife was there to support them and do the things. But there's nothing in any of that that talks about how women deal with it. And now that women are becoming more business, alcoholism in women is skyrocketed over the last 20 years. Like I'm talking 80% because of the fact that we are becoming more business owners and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
so,
the pressure
yes,
from
you
all
and I are
directions.
like that, Nat. It's like I want to help my sisters.
Yes.
So, all right.
Absolutely.
Well, I've just got the word that we're going to another break. So everybody stay tuned. When we get back, we're going to have more Bad Radio.
Welcome back to Bad Radio, brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore, because a couple that plays together stays together.
Welcome back. And this portion of the show is brought to you by Liberty Property Inspections. Your home is one of your most important investments, so don't trust it to just anyone. LibertyPropertyInspections.net, helping you protect your investment. I'd also like to give a shout out to these additional sponsors for making Bad Radio a reality. Fear No Storm with BoltzLegal.com, Crazy Muscle Nutrition, Inbalance Bodywork, Forge IT Consulting, and Body Street in Winter Park. All right, so we've already talked for like 30 minutes, I guess, with Carrie with Certified Best Roofing. And during the break, I was like, okay, so this is our last segment. Do you want me to go back and we can talk about, I even kind of did the, what makes you better than the others? And so she started rattling off all this stuff. And I was like, okay, all right, stop talking.
I was rehearsing.
I'm like, don't talk anymore, because that's what we're going to talk about. Because there are so many roofing companies out there.
So many roofing companies in the state of Florida.
And the stigma of people not trusting roofers is a real live living thing.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's
Yes.
talk about that a little bit because
Yes.
you have to overcome it.
Yeah, we've had to overcome it. We had to have a proven track history. We had to have jobs under our belt. We had to do the basics really well. But what's interesting is that because we do the basics well, we stand out, which to me, that doesn't make any sense because usually it's that you have to go way above and beyond to stand out in an industry. But in roofing, when a company does the basics, which is answers their phone.
Oh, wow. But no,
Answers
that's
their
so
phone.
true.
Yes. Calls people back, responds to questions, communicates well, has their insurances in place, has a website, has reviews that people can read.
Because you're a woman. I'm telling you.
Having those basics in place, any company that you're going to work with, look them up online.
Yeah.
Just like how when you're going to meet someone for the first time, like you were saying that, you looked me up, I looked you up, you look at everybody online. Do that for the roofing company you're going to work with, because you just don't know who you're talking to. Just because they're wearing a shirt with their company name on it does not mean that they have their licenses or their insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, a lot of people talk a good talk, and they look like they really know what's going on.
Yeah, and a lot of people do know what they're talking about. However, you want to make sure that they have workman's comp insurance. You want to make sure they have general liability insurance. You want to make sure they have an umbrella policy. Like all these things, people are like, what are those things? Look them up online. But we have a great resource for homeowners that's free, no obligation.
Really?
They do not have to give us their phone number or email address to get it. All they've got to do is go to certifiedbestroofing.com, go to our resources page, and when you look there, it's how to choose a roofer. And it is a downloadable PDF.
Okay.
And you can just get that for yourself, save it to your phone or your laptop, computer, whatever, and then go to that. It's a list of questions. It's information, whether you're doing an insurance claim or you're purchasing a cash roof, paying for it yourself. It has everything there so that you can make a really great decision.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you make that PDF yourself? I mean, did you sit down with your brother and say, these are the different things that you should look for?
we have a partnership with a roofer in Colorado that works with my brother to do educational videos on YouTube.
Very nice.
So he told us that he had a resource like that. And we were like, we should have one as well. That's
Right.
amazing. So he shared his information with us, and we looked it through, and Colorado is much different from
I can
Florida.
imagine.
But the idea was, I'm not going to take credit. It wasn't my idea.
Right.
Give credit where credit's due. So anyway, but yes, it's all applicable to Florida. But even if you're listening to this and you're not in Florida, there's a lot of good information there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, I think that's amazing that you just offer that resources. And you mentioned something also about education. Was that is that what you're talking about?
We want to create transparency. So there's a book out there called They Ask You Answer, and it's all about marketing and how there's certain industries that, like in roofing, if you say you want to get a free roof estimate, you see that on billboards, you see an advertisement, and you go to that company's website, you can't get to the free estimate. You have to give them your name, address, phone number. Like they want to contact you, they want to meet with you in person. And we're trying to create more transparency in that. So there are some companies that have like an InstaQuote on their website. They'll give you information right then and there. So we're trying to create that same transparency. It's in the works. So if anyone visits our website in the next month or so, we'll have that same thing where they can just get an InstaQuote and know how much it's going to cost.
How would you even do that?
Satellite imagery pulls up your address and measures it.
Google Earth, huh?
Yeah, AI. AI. So we're working on that, and that'll be the new wave that's coming to most of the roofing companies in Central Florida. A lot of them you'll start seeing that. The technology is catching up.
Right. Well, that's awesome. So do you guys use your socials for your for marketing?
We do. We use Facebook. We do a lot. We're in a lot of different community groups on Facebook, and other clients or friends of ours, or networking people that I network with will recommend me on Facebook. So yeah, we do have a Facebook page, Certified Best. Everything is Certified Best Roofing across the board. So that's where you'll find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
What do you do on YouTube? Is it the videos?
Yes, my brother records educational videos with his mentor out there in Colorado. So
does he have to go to Colorado, or you guys?
No, they do it remote.
Okay.
Yeah, they have like a split screen, and yeah, it's really cool. They nerd out on roofing, man. Woo, do they? I tried the last one they recorded. Sorry, Derek, that's my brother, business partner. I was really sleepy, and I did fall asleep halfway through. But I'm going to go back and watch it again, because they really dive deep into roofing. And if you want to nerd out, if you're never replaced your roof before and you want to know,
it.
you want to understand it. If that's your nature, well, we've created a place for you to go to find all that.
Well, there are people that are like that
Yeah.
want to know the like down to the nitty gritty. I don't want to know. I want to know. That's why I love BNI, is because I don't want to have to worry about it. I want to
Yeah.
be able to have people that I can trust in those places. And I'm just like,
Yes.
tell me where to sign.
Yes.
Tell me how much it's going to be and tell me when it's going to be
Well, we
done.
get a lot of really interesting questions. You know, I had one of the most popular questions I have asked of me for metal roofing is people ask me, well, if I get a metal roof, is it going to interfere with my cell phone signal?
Is it?
Exactly. So we went back and my brother nerded out big time on all of the
Right.
the waves, the cellular radio wave, whatever it is that makes all that work.
Uh-huh.
He's very technical minded. It's one of his natural gifts. And so anyway, he made a great video. No, it does not.
Really?
By the way.
That's interesting. Do you guys
Yeah.
have a drone?
We do. Yes, we have a
Do you
drone.
know how to fly it? Do you know how to fly it?
I do not know how to fly it.
Uh-huh.
But yes, we have a drone that we can fly and look at homes. But we don't fly it really high because you have to have special
certifications
Yes.
or licenses.
Yeah.
Well, somebody would probably say it's like
it's almost like a pilot's
UFO or
license.
something.
Yeah, it's almost like a pilot's license, but we use it in very small,
Well,
situations.
if there's some houses that are quite high, do you guys do the Spanish tile?
We do. We do all roofing types.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And for your crew, this is what I always wondered too. So
Yes.
do you have specific crews that you work with?
We do have specific crews. So there are a few roofing companies in Central Florida that have, employees that are they're people that are doing their installs. However, since we're on the smaller side company, we do use the same subcontractors over and over again. So what that allows us to do is expand and contract with the flow of business coming in, allows us to be competitive in pricing. But all of our installers are fully licensed and insured.
Yep.
Reputable people, the same people over and over and over. So
That's what you need.
That's what we need.
You're not just going
Yes.
for the lowest bidder.
No. We have and also, those installers, if their job isn't, if their install isn't premium or just so good, right? Like chef's kiss, like that roof is amazing. If it's not like that, then we're on the hook for that. And so if there's a leak or if there's a problem, it's our company reputation on the line. So of course, we're going to use people that we know we can rely on, that I can trust to install my personal roof. That's who we're going to use for our customers.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So what's moving forward for you guys? Oh, actually, that was loud. So
We just got the reminder 1 minute.
moving forward. So why don't you go ahead and give everybody all of your contact information, how they can reach you.
How they can reach us, if they want to give us a call, they can also text 407-602-3363. That's 407-602-3363.
You said like a professional broadcaster.
Yes, or they can reach us at certifiedbestroofing.com, and that's also where they can find us on socials, that same name, Certified
Facebook,
Best Roofing.
Instagram,
Facebook,
YouTube.
Instagram, and YouTube.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being here today. And
Thank
thank
you.
you for tuning in. And I'm going to say this, and I say this every week. Remember to support local.